Well, there you go. Hello and welcome to the Worst Movie Ever Made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind, to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Ockman. I'm joined by my co-host and fellow mad scientists, Rob Scucci and Bob Hassick. Hey guys, how are you? And why are we doing this?
Shit. Bob?
Yeah, pretty close. In the past couple weeks, we had a water pipe burst, and it flooded a room, and because it was hot water, it made so much condensation, the ceiling dripped water all over everything that was in the room.
Oh no!
But this movie was actually the worst thing to happen in this last couple weeks.
Funny story, Bob. I moved into a renovated apartment, and there's no unit below me. It's the management supervisor's like office that they go into occasionally, just like fucking knock some paperwork out. And the hallway bathroom is apparently leaking into their office, and they're like, we have to have somebody come in there and take a look at that leak. And it was supposed to be on Monday, and they moved it to Wednesday. So like, because like they rearranged it, and I like made time for them to come, I just been flushing that toilet whenever I walk past it, just for fun, just for funsies.
How spiteful! Speaking of spiteful, let's head over to YouTube.
Sure. You know what? I don't care what the haters say. I think Catwoman was great. So this one's kind of mixed bag. I am saving one comment till after fact or no fact, because the way it read, I didn't like, I was mid reading. I'm like, oh shit, this might be like something Bob might bring up. So I'm going to save it. And also, if it reveals the answer if I find out it had revealed the answer to me, I'm going to like recuse myself from the competition, and it only gives Chris a 20% chance to win.
That's true, but all the more impressive when I do.
Yes. Okay. I remember that fateful day in early 2005 when I, settling comfortably into my theater seat for the showing of a different movie, was sucker punched by the dark, noxious power emanating from the trailer for this travesty. The trauma of witnessing a horrific CGI baby do battle with a charmless CGI dog has never left me, and I sometimes wake up in a cold sweat from the haunting memories. Next comment. What the fuck? This was my favorite movie when I was little. Even to me, it was more entertaining than the first one. Why people have so much negative comments here? LOL. Next one. I can't imagine anyone watching this trailer and thinking, this would be a good movie to watch.
Wow.
The Mask was such an outstanding work of art, and then this happened. I'm not going to lie, when I was a kid, this was my absolute favorite movie. Didn't know about the hate until I looked it up. And then there's a long one I'm going to save for later. So, just because I don't want to spoil anything potentially.
But that last one was kind of the most positive. Even YouTube knows how shitty this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's saying something.
Yep.
Well, let's compare it to its direct competition in test number 1, the worst of its kind. Well, I promise you some drama at the end of this test, so get ready for that. To begin, as the YouTuber mentioned, the first Mask did much better, at least by the critics. They gave it an 80, and that was Jim Carrey, if we hadn't mentioned already.
Yeah.
An 80. I thought that's actually a little high. I like the movie, probably because I was a child the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
And because Cameron Diaz does not look hotter in anything else.
Yeah. I agree with the assessment. Like, it's in that weird cult status where, like, I put it in like the 65 range, where it's like, mixed bag on the critic side, but it's very memorable and fun, but not deserving of like being in like the top 20%.
No.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Shrek with Mike Myers. You guys ever heard of that one?
Yeah. That was a little band called Smash Mouth.
You ever heard of him? You guys see this? You ever hear of it? Yeah, Mike Myers, 88%.
Yep.
Okay, now we kind of get into the dregs a little bit. But Cats and Dogs with Jeff Goldblum, I guess, was one of the voices, or the dad, or I don't know. I haven't seen it since I was like 11. So
yep.
53% there. Kind of I'm surprised. I remember hating it when I was a kid. thinking it was terrible. So,
Mhm.
The Ant Bully. I saw Julia Roberts as a voice actor on that one. 62%, so a little better.
Yeah.
And
The
then
Ant
finally, The Ant
The Ant-
Bully. Yeah.
And like like
You
an
can't
aunt
picture the
or
title?
like yeah,
I can
Okay.
picture the DVD.
yeah. I can't.
No.
It's like a couple of ants like standing all tough, and there's like grass behind them and stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, real cool.
If you say so.
62% there. Dr. Doolittle, Eddie Murphy. Now this one is bad, but I was surprised at how bad. They thought it was a 41 by the critics.
Okay.
Oh,
Maybe I agree. I don't know. It's not good.
Yeah.
Anyway, average is 64.8. What do you guys think the Son of the Mask was able to pull in?
This has to fall into the bag where it has no reviews. Like some of the ones that have no critical rating because no one wanted to bother.
That's
reviewing
fair.
but it was a follow up to a Jim Carrey movie, so I'm gonna say it went 15.
A 6.
It. All right.
Oh,
6.
All right.
Single digit 6. So here's the drama I promised. We have a negative 58.8, and I'm gonna let it settle for those who don't remember what our current season champion Tooth Fairy is at, but I may have, I don't know, rigged the results of last test. I didn't do that here, as you see. So we're gonna, if you don't remember, we're gonna save it. So a little tension for you. For
This
the
one
end
of the things where
podcast.
like
Stick around.
Is this one of the things where you rigged it for Tooth Fairy to be bad, but this one unrigged is worse?
Yes.
Is it like okay?
Yes. I mean, these were all in the suggested movies. Like, I didn't do any filming. Like, I
No
didn't.
Terminator.
I didn't decide to do. I don't know. The Exorcist when The Exorcist 3 was the one that was suggested
Yeah.
to me. You know, I didn't do any of that. Test number 2. Ain't that a pitch?
Now ain't that a pitch?
Who wants to
Who
go?
goes?
I'm going first in a while.
right.
I'll take a stab at it. All right, there once was a man named Kennedy who had a case of mistaken identity. He's not even funny, only did this for the money. This movie is my one true enemy.
All right. Chris, you want to go, or you want me to go?
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
The problem I have has no remedy. Never again will I have peace, serenity. My brain matter gooey. Since I just watched a movie starring lame brain actor Jamie Kennedy.
I'm noticing a theme here, and I'm going to carry the torch on this. This was a Jamie Kennedy experiment that failed. In comparison to the original Mask, it paled. Stephen Wright was all right, and so was Ben Stein, but writer Lance Kazi belongs in jail.
Agreed.
I think we all get 4 stars for that one.
I agree. Let's just do a
Three-way
team-
tie at 4 stars. Yeah.
3-way 4-star. I like it. Okay, let me
Go.
jot that down as we go to test number 3, the most offensive.
Most offensive. Let me pull that up.
And I'll meet you. What was that again? And I'll meet you. That's what I thought you said. I'm offended.
So I had
Right.
to bite my lip in class today because we were doing some kind of video game design thing, and the one character said something about eating something, and the other thing said something about killing something, and I
Killer fuck.
in my head I'm like, oh, so I kind of like I made a little smirk to myself and then carried on with the class.
Yeah.
For the best. For the sake of your job.
Exactly.
All right, the most offensive. So here are all of the things that we found offensive about the movie. I'm going to list all the ones that I found and then ask the guys for mentions at the end. I'm going to have a little fun. Here we go with number 1. Nearly nicking your newborn with a knife like nightlight.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was a bad scene.
That looked to me like an intentional debate about murdering a baby. Because
Yeah,
how do you do all that?
A little
Yeah.
bit. I think you're right.
Which
Yeah.
is very offensive to me.
Yeah.
We've talked about this with the Santa Claus and movies of that ilk. Much more unfunny fart fodder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lots of fart jokes in this movie. We will feature one at one point in a clip, and you'll get to hear that, see that if you're in our YouTube audience. Number 3, insulting ill-fated infants. So Loki's going around calling babies ugly.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be a jerk, but you expect the joke to be that the baby's super cute and Loki's just a dick. The baby, at least the first one he picks up and calls ugly, is not the cutest baby.
Yeah.
And that's extra awful.
This goes to what Bob was saying about like when they do casting calls and they're like shamelessly specific when it comes to certain things. So like they probably had like the flyer on the telephone pole where you pull the little sheet of paper off of the phone number. It's like, we need a really fucking ugly kid. And then one person walked by, is like, my kid's that. And they yoink.
Okay, number 4, allowing Alvy access to the abode as you are asleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tim is asleep and his kid is just watching TV in the living room. He's like 1 year old and free to access any part of the house. And you know they're not the kind of parents that put locks on their cabinets. So
can I ask you something really quick? Because like the timeline with babies in movies is tough. Was he 1 year old? Because like newborns in movies look like 1 year olds. So I think he may have been even younger.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, because they don't have any kid younger than that star in the movie because you can't.
Yeah, I think in the timeline he was like an infant, not even like a toddler.
Yeah, I don't know.
At first, the timeline was very sketchy. I couldn't figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
No, same here, and we're gonna explore that a little bit more. Speaking of infants, exploding infant animation.
Yep.
Luckily, it was animation, but they killed the dog. Kills the baby.
Yeah.
Succeeds. Okay. Number 6, pressure wash power, pissing on Padre.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just not funny.
It's gross. Just gross.
Just gross. Number 7, infant again, exorcist infant. Watching a baby's head go all the way around for me was thoroughly unpleasant.
That they did it on The Simpsons once, and it was better. When the Flanders family
Simpsons did it.
Yeah, Simpsons did it. When Flanders was gonna adopt the Simpsons family because like the CPS took him away, and they're like Bart and Lisa were concerned like, well, like we'll always be Simpsons, but like Maggie's too young, she might not remember, and she's in the front seat and her head just turns around and she takes the pacifier out and she goes haddly doodly.
That is better.
Yeah,
that is better. Number 8, severe slapping, striking, slogging, even strangling of spouse, Tim on Tanya.
Yep.
When she comes in the house and she is distraught and the house is a mess. Yeah. Like by a mess, I mean the piano that they have is like stuck somehow on the balcony upside down with broken railings and everything in the house is destroyed. And so go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So obviously she comes in like, already worried about them, sees that, and then Tim comes running down the hallway and jumps in there and thinking it's Loki, tackles her and starts beating her to death. Yeah.
And what I was gonna say was, I know a thing or two because I work with a lot of creative types.
Yeah.
Underemployed/unemployed animators can't afford a piano.
No.
Or rent for that matter.
Or that house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That is. But she makes some money.
Yeah, that's true.
She's like the department lead for some advertising company or something like that.
Of course.
I don't know. They don't give her any depth whatsoever, other than to be pretty and make money so that they can excuse the piano. Number 9. Okay, this one was really weird to me. Family Feet film finish.
Family Feet.
Oh yeah.
So at the very end, they're pulling away from the TV, and it's Jamie Kennedy and I forgive me, I don't remember the actress's name. Their feet. Yeah. We just get like a nice close up on their toes when they're like wiggling them together and stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe some people might find some joy in that, but I didn't find it funny, and it wasn't even like kink-worthy. I don't think. I don't have the. I will call it an affliction. Come at me. I don't have the foot affliction.
There were no eggs or chocolate sauce or like waffle fixins. So
in those toes.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know what they were going for with that.
Yeah. Kink-worthy kickers. That's going in.
Kink-worthy kickers.
I like it.
All right, you guys have any mentions? I have a clip for this, but I wanted to know if you guys thought of anything that I didn't mention.
I do. Just the whole like clueless dad meme. I think we are all pretty hands-on fathers in our own day-to-days, and like they both had the same lack of experience with their first child, and she's going away. Like, what do I do if he goes to the bathroom in his diaper? Durr. It's like I don't know. You change, you figure it out. You pull the little. Like, what was it? Raising Arizona. Like, you pull the little tabs off. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Oh man, that movie's good.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's fairly self-explanatory.
Fuck, that's a good movie.
Yeah, it is. All right, let's throw it to a clip. Unless Bob, you want me to just keep going here? I will mention more offensive things, but they're not. They didn't rise to the level of making the test.
Yeah, no mentions on my part.
Okay, so let's throw it to our first clip of the day. This one's called Fruitcake.
All the Aesir gods, Loki was the only one who could shapeshift, change his form, even turn himself into a woman.
A woman? Man alive, lock up your sons and daughters around that twisted piece of fruitcake, hey, Doc?
My God. This did not... Okay, so there are movies where characters are supposed to be that exaggerated, but they aren't, believe it or not, in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, have you guys seen Mystery Men with Ben Stiller and
Janine Garofalo?
There's a lot of good. Those characters are actually meant to be for parody's sake. They're supposed to be that bent, but they're actually not in this movie. So that guy led me to think that it was going to be that type of movie, but it doesn't turn out to be, despite all the crazy CGI.
Yeah. I don't want to waste time on this, but so like yes or no question. Was Ben Stein in the first Mask movie?
Yes.
Because he was also in the animated series, so I think that's the only reason they brought him back. Because like
probably. Yeah,
because I was just like, why? I haven't seen the first one in years, but like I remember there was an animated one where like he kept repeating the same thing over and over again. I was like annoying, but it was in that voice. Like, oh, I'm this.
Yeah. Well, he's a mask expert. Like he wrote a book on masks, so Jim Carrey goes to see him to try to have.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
And I think they do. Okay, so now I'm ruining my own catch-all, but I think they do actually mention Loki in the first one. It's a very short,
in passing,
passing kind of mention.
Well, the comic book is based on it. That is the backstory.
Okay.
So they tried to do more to connect to the comic in this one, and wasn't too obvious or well done in my opinion.
No.
Yeah, agreed. I that's what the catch-all thing is. I'm like, why are we doing like Norse mythology gods? Like, even if it was made mention of in the first, why is it so like hit you over the head in this one? Why are Bob Hoskins, who I love, and Alan Cumming, like just sharing the screen almost as much as Jamie Kennedy?
Yeah.
It didn't ring true to me. But anyway, let's throw it to test number 4, the worst dialogue.
It's the worst dialogue.
This movie is absolutely insane. So you get 5.
10 clips today. Yeah. We're getting how many?
5. Did I sound like the clip there? I tried to do my best to put the effect on my voice. All right. Well, starting with clip number 5. Mask.
Advertisement said they were authentic.
They are authentic. They're authentic Pakistani Norse mythology mask.
Okay, now let me think. What should I turn him into? Dad?
What in hell Betty you about to do to this shopkeep?
Nothing, I was just...
Don't you dare lie to me. Thor never gave me this kind of trouble.
Oh, here we go again with the Thor crap. Thor. Father, I'm not like Thor. I'm never gonna be like Thor. I just wish... Can't you just love me for who I am and not for who I'm not?
No! I want you to be more like Thor. Now I've wasted enough time here. I felt a tremor. A child has been born of the mask.
Wow. The baby's born of the masks. That sort of makes me kind of like a dad, huh?
Find it!
The baby or the mask?
Find the baby, and you will find the mask.
Right.
I love when the plot is just yelled at me, in case I couldn't pick up on it.
Yeah, but one of the major plot holes of the story that they're screaming at you is that Loki and Odin seem to have no issue with the term "born of the mask," which immediately is problematic for me, because they seem to understand that someone was wearing the mask, and when you wear the mask and have sex, the mask sends a few sperm cells or whatever down into your scrotum to be released upon ejaculation, which to me wasn't immediately obvious. I don't know about you guys. So when they say that, I mean, we know because it already happened that they had sex with the mask on. Which, by the way, what the fuck what are they into? It's worse than feet. But yeah, just the Odin being like, there was a baby born of the mask, and Loki's like, born of the mask? Does that make me like a father? There's no like what? What are you talking about? It's like, oh yeah, this was bound to happen at some point. It hasn't happened yet in the thousands of years that the mask has been on Earth, but you need
very
really
specific conditions for that to happen.
I think so. Yeah, a girl's got to have a kink for like plastic hair and giant green putty chin and
leave the mask on.
Huge teeth.
Yeah,
the only way I can get off is you keep the mask on.
She wanted a kid bad.
Yeah, she did.
That's fair.
She'll let him in the bed no matter what he's wearing, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the last comment on that clip is the fact that they made Odin have to scream Loki every time he introduces himself. I also thought was pretty strange.
Yeah.
Like, I get that he's angry, but is it like part of the like? Is he screaming to like that's an auto locator? Like that's a GPS. If he screams Loki, it just shows him where he is or something. I don't know. It's pretty dumb. I hate it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay. Clip number 2 of test number 4. So number 4. This one's called the ID.
Don't you just love Halloween? Trick or treat.
Hardy har. Let me see your work ID, please.
ID?
No ID, no party.
Where did the wife put that invitation?
ID, not IV.
Excuse me. My bad. Maybe I left in my other pants.
Okay.
This whole scene tried so hard to capture the energy of the original Jim Carrey movie.
Yes.
With the whole music, more on the musical number later.
We will discuss in full length that musical scene. The obvious is the IV ID mix-up joke.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, does it get worse? Honestly, can it get worse?
No, pun-based humor has to be more deadpan. Like subtle. Just like you're supposed to like, slip it in there, you know?
Yeah, you want to paste it on as thickly as they did here. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. He's definitely going for the energy. But Jim Carrey's lines in The Mask are actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
They're definitely problematic in today's world. He says a lot of things that are a problem, and were then, are still now. We're
but he's also
these
playing
more now.
He's playing a loathsome alter ego, so like it's passable because he's kind of meant to be that guy.
He's a trickster god.
Yeah,
and not as much passable as it's characteristic of his character. Yeah. He was supposed to be a like you said, mischievous. There was I think mean spirited was something I read in the characterization about the actual mask. So that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
If it were Dungeon and Dragon like alignment, he'd be chaotic evil.
Yes,
I would
yes.
say.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. For our nerds out there.
Yeah. Nerds.
Okay, I guess I can let it go for now. We'll talk about I want to talk about Jamie Kennedy. Is it Jamie Kennedy in The Mask? Or is that a different actor?
I think it's somebody else, but I didn't read the credits because I didn't care.
I think it's him.
Yeah.
His suave kind of voice is extremely irritating.
Oh, it's horrible. It's
horrible. It is really awful. Okay, no, let's move on. We'll talk about that more too. Clip number 3. Swell idea, and this one's interesting. We'll talk about it after.
Wait! This is a waste of time. We're evenly matched opponents. I think we should let the kid decide.
Why, that's a swell idea.
Alvy, this is your decision.
Alvy, I'm your real dad.
Come on, you little devil. Let's play. Come on,
Alvy.
Okay, I left it that long on purpose because when Loki is trying to charm the child into coming his way, he becomes a Beetlejuice style carnival clown / swing set thing with like bells and balls and whistles and rotating stuff and big. It's actually like kind of horrifying to look at. He's trying to attract a child there. The reason that we clipped that one at number 3 is because they are evenly matched opponents. You can debate whether or not the creator of the mask, the god himself, and the mask are evenly matched opponents, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is, Jamie Kennedy's character, Tim, just says, swell idea. Let me put my child up for auction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this about?
Baby wagers.
Absolutely insane.
It really almost is most offensive. Then again, this entire movie is most offensive.
It is. Yeah. The entire movie, start to finish, is offensive. I'm offended that they spent $84 million on this movie.
No.
$84 million. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh, I hope that wasn't a fact.
It was not. 20 million of that was just for distribution rights in the U.S.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
They thought it would be a big rental DVD sale kind of thing.
Well, I saw that the worldwide gross, I think, to this day is like 17,000. Is that?
It's not that low.
Oh, it's not. Okay, maybe that was
17,000. It's like nothing.
Yeah.
No, 17 million. I meant to say.
Oh,
I didn't realize I just said 1,000.
Then you're probably right.
I think it's 17 million. Yeah, excuse me. That was a misstep, but yeah. So something like what would that be? $67 million they lost.
In the red. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh well, they deserve to lose every penny of that. Number 2, Dirt.
It's I think I have a different name for that.
What do you have?
Babyland? Skunk?
Skunk is number 1. Yeah,
let's see what happens with Babyland.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, where's the mask?
What?
The mask. My mask. Where is it?
What are you talking about? Who are you?
I am Loki, god of mischief.
Yeah, and I'm Tim, god of crazy Babyland. Will you get out of the
That
way?
baby is born of the mask. My mask. Now, where is it?
Born in the mask? What? Oh, so that explains why it could pee like that. But wait a minute. This is my baby.
I don't care about that. Just give me my mask!
I don't know where it is.
Oh, really? Maybe this will jog your memory.
Loki!
Dad?
I warned you, you got me no
I
other
don't have
choice.
time for this. Look, Dad, there's Balder.
Who's Balder?
No idea.
Okay. The end of the clip there was so chaotic that I didn't understand at first that it was Odin attacking Loki. I thought it was a cop.
Yeah.
And then I eventually understood what was happening there. Well, that one was clipped entirely because of the I am Loki, king of mischief or whatever, and then Tim goes, "Hi, I'm the king of crazy baby land."
Yeah.
That fucking pissed me off.
Yeah.
I did mean to switch them out, and I did not tell you that, so that's my fault.
Oh, okay.
There's a scene, and I don't know. It doesn't look like I ended up having you clip it out at all. But there's a scene where Loki brings a vacuum cleaner to a woman's house to distract her, so that he can like suck her up in the vacuum and then go inspect her child. And as he's explaining the vacuum's features, he's literally not speaking English. He's not saying anything. I listened to it back over and over again. They just made a bunch of vacuum sounds as he was talking, and it was supposed to sound like he was telling you about all of the features of the wonderful vacuum.
Yeah.
But they didn't even bother to write dialogue there.
Yeah. Okay.
They were just like, act like an auctioneer and go, and we'll just put vacuum sounds over your face.
Cool.
Which was crazy, but it was all Crazy Baby Land was also very, very bad.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing compares to this fart humor that I foreshadowed at number 1. This one is, oh, thank you, Rob. After the drum roll. Skunk.
And here he is, folks. The failure of Fringe City. Yes, it's Tim. No win. Avery!
Tim, Salvi, I'm gonna go get him. Kick his can, honey.
Float like a butterfly. Sting like a bee.
Oh, yeah? Well, jump like a grasshopper and stink like a skunk.
Caught me with my mouth open.
You can't find me if you're locked in a trunk.
Let me tell you something about fart level at a higher level. Wrong fart sound.
Yeah.
That was intermittent spraying diarrhea sound where you really want like that tight trumpet, like, like you wanted.
I think an air horn type there, like the little air horn that he has in the first mask, that like, that thing, because it's supposed to like blast Loki's face off,
blow the hair back, yeah.
Right, but where is the clever in jump like a grasshopper and stink like a skunk? And then after he farts in his face, okay, one god fighting another god, you're really not getting off an effective offensive maneuver, in my opinion, if you're just farting on him. I don't like if I was mixing it up in an octagon, I wouldn't want the guy farting on me, but I don't think it would knock me out, and I'm pretty sure that I could still effectively punch you. Yeah. Right after that, he goes, "Well, you can't do much to me if you're locked in a trunk," and he gives him an uppercut, and there's a trunk on the ring, and none of this is at all clever. It's like stream of consciousness. It's just writing out what you're thinking, and then submitting it without any editing, any peer review, any of that.
This is something that I brought up a lot in the earlier episodes, where it's like you could tell when a line's been written and not table read. By the way the syntax works out, or the way like you could tell like they never actually like rehearsed it or had somebody like weigh in on punching it up a little bit.
You would think with all the money spent.
Yes.
Apparently they cut like 38 minutes from this film, and that is what Jamie Kennedy said ruined it. He's like, oh, because there was so much more depth before. I'm like, I don't think so, man.
You're saying that there's a director's cut. So if this, we're saying at the end of the season we're gonna live stream commentary the worst movie. If this wins, I'm gonna find the director's cut.
Oh my god! How could this not win? I mean, we don't know yet. I mean to say, Tooth Fairy is also very bad, and we're gonna have to see what science says.
Yeah.
Okay, Rob's ad read.
Okay. Today's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is brought to you by Giving Up and hot dogs at 3 a.m.
Nice.
You need a new wardrobe, but you're out of sweatpants money. That bitch Marlene is bleeding you dry, and the day-to-day rental fees at the Mayflower Motel are increasingly past due. You're going to have to make another stop at the Blood and Cum banks to re-up your funds. But they have gotten hip to your game, and nobody's baying the fake mustache bit anymore. The freshies from the fridge have been consumed, so now you're thawing frozen hot dogs in the toilet tank while you wait for your drug guy to show up with another batch of fentanyl-infused mustard. Your lips impatiently smack just thinking of the flavor of relief coming your way. You've donated more blood than Red Cross and jacked off more than Louis C.K. after a blistering set at the Comedy Store. Your skin is more raw than the loose glizzy that broke off and is floating to the top of the tank like a dead fish. You idly press the +30 button, but the power surge is too much for the wall outlet to handle. Maybe the toaster you have plugged in the bathroom for obvious reasons overloaded the circuit, but you're only speculating. There's only one thing you know for certain. You're another day older, and a hot dog is not a sandwich. It's not a sandwich because you haven't consumed bread in over a year. Sleep well, sweet prince. Tomorrow's another day.
And that's supposed to make you want to buy them. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still surviving. It's about resilience, Bob.
All right. I'm going to move on to the next test, but before I think too much about that guy's life. Test number 5, the worst production.
No need to on scripts or budgets, 'cause now it's time for the worst production.
Well, this is a short one. This is a very short one because we know what the worst production is. It was the entire movie, but I'm gonna go specifically for the worst of the worst production, and that is casting.
Agreed.
Specifically the lead male casting. Jamie Kennedy just doesn't have the chops to carry a film. He does okay when he's a supporting or like a ancillary role in a movie. Like I liked him in Bowfinger. He was okay in Scream. Like he shined.
Yeah, he was pretty good in Scream.
I think he's in Enemy of the State as well, and he's okay in that.
Yeah, I mean he shined when he's not supposed to. That's basically what it comes down to.
Yeah,
he doesn't have the chops to carry a movie. So
absolutely not.
And here's what happened: they tried to get Jim Carrey when they were just greenlighting a sequel. They didn't even write it yet. And Jim Carrey said sure, and then thought about how bad an experience he had in Ace Ventura, and said no, I don't want to do a sequel. And then Jamie Kennedy was kind of the next in line, I guess, or whoever they picked.
Yeah.
And they really had to like work out schedules to get him in. Instead of just finding somebody else, they had to like totally change up shooting schedules to get him in.
For Jamie Kennedy?
Yeah, and that was my beef. That's why I chose casting.
We've got to get this guy in.
Yeah.
if it's not Jim Carrey, it has to be Jamie Kennedy.
I'm walking.
The only
two.
Get Jamie Kennedy. Those are the only two that can pull this off.
That's exactly why I chose casting, because it was a poor choice. Just bend over backwards for this buffoon.
Oh my god, unbelievable!
Ooh, that's a good one. Buffoon, back-ordered buffoons.
Yes.
Cool. All right.
That works. Okay, test number 6, the worst acting.
All right.
Okay, number 1. This one's turtle suit. Get ready for some shit in this test.
Yeah.
Something I can do for you?
Actually, yes. Yes, you can. See, I've been in turtle suit for a while now, but I'm a trained animator. I went to school and everything. And I got an idea for a show that you gotta hear.
Cool. Lay it on me.
Now?
So what did he say?
That my ideas lack spark, but the door was always open?
Well, that's a good thing.
No. It's always open so he can push guys like me out of it.
Oh my Christ, he is terrible.
Really
and
bad.
when you approach somebody with a pitch, you should probably have one ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
That's a good
Here's
point, too.
open up an attaché and show him like your little swatches, you know?
Yeah, he should have opened his shell and
Yeah.
then pulled out his whole portfolio.
It's funny because he's like, "You want to hear an idea?" And he's like, "Right now." Like when you
Yeah, right.
you were
I'm
the one
thinking-
suggesting it.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking of Freddy Got Fingered with Tom Green. Like he was so hell-bent on pitching his show. Like he would kick in the studio guy's door and be like, "Here it is, X-ray cat. You gotta check this shit out." Like I was expecting like something more like that.
It should have been, and maybe that's what they were hoping for.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, the joke is that he wasn't expecting him to fire back. It's like kind of like when you're like, "Hey, what's your favorite sandwich from Subway?" And then someone answers, and they're like, "What's yours?" And you're like, "Well, I hadn't thought about it." You know,
Yeah,
it was like one of those situations, one of those
Yeah.
jokes, but it doesn't hit. It's
Yeah.
really the dialogue afterwards that's so bad, though. When he's going, "No, his door's open so that guys like him can just push you out of it." It's not at all like
Yeah.
it would be. You wouldn't have thought of that line because it's just dumb. Like
Yeah,
his
it
door's
is.
open so you can kick him out. Why not just keep the door closed?
Yeah.
It's a stupid thing to say. So
Yep.
maybe he gets half. Okay, I'll give him partial credit for the fact that it's a bad line. Why don't we just throw it to clip number 2 and see if he does any better with that one? This one, number 2.
Number 2.
2.
Yep.
You go.
And for the record, it used to be a Subway melt, but not. I've been an Italian, spicy Italian BMT.
Oh,
guy
I'm an
lately.
Italian combo guy myself.
Yeah, cool. Bob, what's your favorite Subway sandwich?
I can't eat those.
Oh yeah. Shit.
Oh yeah.
Sorry for opening all the wounds. I apologize.
Babe, I got incredible news.
Really? I think I do too.
Really? What?
You go.
No, you go.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Babe, let me go.
Okay, go.
Guess who got moved up to the 2nd floor?
Oh, God, that's so great. I'm so proud of you. Oh, that it was meant to be.
What's meant to be? What's your news?
I've been feeling really funky all day, and you're not gonna believe this.
I'm not gonna believe what? Tell me what? What?
Okay, I think I might be.
Pregnant.
Yes.
Oh, but how can that be? Because that can't be.
He's a fish. He's a fish. Where's the trash can? Where's the trash can?
I'm wondering, just based on filmic time, she says, I think I'm, and then they get in the car, they drive quietly for like 40 minutes to the OBGYN. They sit, she does the test, they take the blood, they sit there, he goes to the vending machine, gets a bag of like Fritos, and pregnant. Like, oh.
Yeah, I love those. I think it was a JCVD movie we were talking about where they did that, but
yeah,
like it's Kickboxer. It's the guy who helps him, the guy with the van that helps him around town.
Yeah.
They're having a conversation in the hospital, and then they're having it in the van, and there were no,
Yeah.
like there was no skip in the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff kills me.
The
But
worst
yeah,
part
when-
of that. The worst
Go
part of
ahead,
that for me was
please.
that dance they did. That was the worst part for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
like
It's supposed to be-
that's a thing of nightmares.
It's supposed to be like I think charming that they when they get good news together, that's what they do.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not treating Bob too well, I can tell.
Yeah.
Joking.
but when he's like so they're going back and forth. You tell. No, you tell. Okay, I'll go. No, you go. Okay, you go. No, I'll go. It's like infuriating because it's not acted well.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "No, here's my good news." And he's like, "Go. What is it? What is it?" And it's soap opera level bad. If you take away the music, do you know how fucking awkward that scene would have been? I wish that someone would do that. We should do that.
About as awkward as Big Bang Theory without the laugh track. When they're just like really mean to each other, and the jokes like don't really have a punchline, and it's awkward silence.
That show absolutely needs a laugh track because
Yeah.
if there was a live audience, they wouldn't be laughing. And
Yeah.
I don't think anyone ever has. Watching that show.
Have you seen the Seinfeld Instagram page where they put Twin Peaks music to all Seinfeld scenes?
Yes, that's a
No,
great
but
page.
I'm going to look that up immediately.
I think it's just called Twin Peaks Seinfeld.
I think it's
fantastic.
Sign Peaks, I think.
Okay.
Sign Peaks. Okay. Okay, so look that up because I'm going to, and I'm probably going to reference it next week.
Yeah.
All right, this is the third clip, so we're moving on to number 3. Sing.
Yeah? Betty! I need your help.
Tim, what's wrong?
Well, Tanya said if I ever needed, well, if I saw anything, it's Alvy. It's Alvy. It was Alvy. See, he was bouncing, and he did the Woody laugh, and he was singing.
Well, lots of babies his age sing.
Vaudeville? Okay. Okay, here we go. Go on. Sing. Go on, Albie. Do it. Do it. Sing, damn it! Sing!
Tim, he's a baby.
Exactly my point.
Just screaming in an infant's face.
Damn it.
You motherfucker. Yeah, so you might have noticed all 3 of these clips have included Jamie Kennedy. No, I have nothing more to say there because we've got one more. Sorry,
Okay.
we're really hitting you over the head with clips this week. This one is short and sweet, I promise. For the YouTube audience, you're going to be delighted, I'm sure. This one is called Dog Mask.
And it's number
4. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
No. No.
What was wrong with that?
It was absolutely pathetic. That's what was wrong with it. Jamie Kennedy goes, no, as in, like, I can't take any more. And he's right, because the dog having the mask was an added element that doesn't need to happen. The movie is chaotic and so hard to understand what's happening anyway. And then they add another chaotic element, and I guess that's Loki. He's the Chaos King, but Jesus Christ, there's too much going on in this movie, including the terrible animation dog that isn't funny at all, and he's trying to murder a baby.
Yeah, all those things. It reminded me of, though, since you brought it up, it was like an MTV Awards or like it was some movie award, like not like a Screen Actors Guild or like an Academy type of thing. It was just like a more of a fun one. And it was around the time Something About Mary came out, and there's that scene where that little dog attacks Ben Stiller, and they had a joke on the award show going like, we have to reward all the people for 3D modeling that dog, and like, it was just an actor and like an acting dog in that movie, and they bring out like 300 people onto the stage. And they're like, all these guys did all the rendering to make it look as realistic as possible.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was just like a fun joke, but for a movie that is actually funny, if I remember correctly. But
it is funny. It's good.
Yeah,
it is a funny movie. Ben, I give Ben Stiller credit. I know people say he's one of 2 characters. He's either like the heavyweights asshole or he's the clumsy idiot who is endearing. Don't care. It works every time.
It's like you don't have to reinvent the wheel if the wheel's good.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's nice and round.
Yeah, spins.
All right, Bob. I hope you're ready to throw out your own trickster god energy here with fact or no fact.
Okay. Bob is a liar. He will lie to confuse us, but he will also mix lies with the truth to attack us. His attack is psychological and powerful.
So, fact or no fact this week, for Son of the Mask, I just called son of a bitch because I was so unhappy. I'm gonna keep going with my theme because my limerick was about Jamie Kennedy. And
so was mine.
My worst production was about Jamie Kennedy. I think all the worst acting was Jamie Kennedy. So we're gonna keep going. Just hammer this guy down to nothing.
Keep throwing the chips on black or red. Doesn't matter. Just whatever side. Just keep leaning into it.
All right, these are all going to start with the words Jamie Kennedy. Just a heads up for trauma response.
Cool.
Okay, Jamie Kennedy hated the crew in the movie because they continually made fun of him for being not funny.
Oh my God, awesome.
Okay, second, Jamie Kennedy made the baby cry consistently in scenes, forcing several reshoots.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Third, Jamie Kennedy apparently hated the filming of this movie because when he would go to local bars, he was consistently turned down because no one knew who he was. Fourth one, Jamie Kennedy was hated by his female co-stars for all of his unwanted advances.
Ooh, juicy.
And Jamie Kennedy hated his role, because he only actually gets to wear the mask 2 times.
That's fair. I think they realized how bad that was, maybe during the shoot.
Okay, I'm gonna immediately call shenanigans on the baby crying. I think the baby probably just cried because it's a baby, and they probably had to reshoot. I think he made up the Jamie Kennedy being responsible for a part because that's something you would do. Jamie Kennedy hated filming because he was consistently turned down at bars. I mean, possibly, but because he is like a B-list celebrity. I mean, there's like YouTube stars that are probably these days that are recognized. You know what I mean? So like, if he's in like the area for an extended period of time, like that, I mean, he is like the title character. So I don't think that's necessarily the case. Maybe he was turned down once.
Can I interrupt? If I just got turned on to this new YouTuber that he's not new, but it's new to me. His name is Beard Meets Food. You should check him out. He just eats food challenges, and he's like skinny and has a huge beard, and he's from like Scotland or something. He's cool.
Yeah.
If he was on my left and Jamie Kennedy was on my right at a bar, I would talk to the beard guy.
Yeah,
like that's the YouTuber guy.
That's fair, but like 2005 was like before social media was crazy. Like if you saw, you'd see him on a commercial. You see Jamie Kennedy, like Jamie Kennedy Experiment was like on TV. Like he had his face was on TV, and like back when being on TV was more important than it is like nowadays, right?
That's fair.
Jamie Kennedy was hated by female co-stars for unwanted advances. That's just a bad one to make up. If it has to have like some kernel of truth in it, because we're just spreading rumors about celebrities right now.
On our massive platform.
On our massive platform, listened to by millions.
Hey, we have hundreds. Okay, we have hundreds.
Jamie Kennedy hated the role because he had to wear the mask 2 times. I mean, possibly. I think it's number 1. He hated the crew because they continually made fun of him for not being funny. Because I talked about it last week, that movie, the documentary Heckler. I thought it was going to be a poignant film with like a lot of cool comedians weighing in about the psychological makeup of what makes a heckler, and then clips of them, shooting down hecklers in funny ways. And a lot of it was that, but Jamie Kennedy, the creator and like the one who put it together, all he did was complain about how people didn't think he was funny. Like that was the whole crux of the film.
That is true. You did say that, so that gave us a little insight.
They had like Patton Oswalt on there going like, a heckler is like they feel small and they need to feel big, and then it shows Patton Oswalt that's like annihilating a heckler, like doing the crowd work.
Yeah.
But it was just Jamie Kennedy. Like there was one, he just handed the microphone to an audience member and sat down like, well, you do it. If it's so easy, why don't you do it? Like just like, being a bitch.
Oh God.
So I'm gonna go with number 1.
Okay, that's fair. However, Bob also knows about that documentary, and he is the maestro of mischief, as we have noticed. So I'm going to go only because my only insight here, and it's, I made it up myself, so insight's the wrong word. I have to get rid of whatever this is. No, I don't want your support. I think the crew probably hated him. I don't know that they said that to the lead, the guy guy that the studio had to have. I don't believe that he had enough chutzpah to hit on all the females. Maybe one.
Yeah.
I hated filming because he couldn't get in the bars. Maybe. And hated his role because he only had the mask twice. He was defending the extra half an hour. So I'm going to say no to that. I think maybe he was supposed to make the baby cry in that scene where he says "Dada" or whatever. And maybe they filmed that early. And maybe the baby had a bad response to him after the reaction he was supposed to have once or twice. So I'm going to go with he made the baby cry.
Okay. So,
we both
he
lost.
only does get to wear. You did both lose.
God damn it!
I literally made every single one of these up. Nothing has a kernel of truth in it, as Rob says. Except
there was
for
no
the one
fact?
that's a fact. There was a fact.
Okay.
They filmed this in Sydney, Australia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the Bob Foolery right there. Yeah, no one knew who he was. He was
In Australia, that makes sense.
So he couldn't get into bars?
He went into bars. He was turned down by women in the bars, like consistently. Like
I got it. Okay.
He wanted to be like the celebrity in a town, and everyone's like, "Yeah, who the fuck are you? Get away from me," kind of thing.
That's
I was thinking L.A. Like he would have been recognized in L.A., but Australia he wouldn't be. That's Bob Foolery, classic.
Do you know if they filmed there because it was cheaper? That's my
no
assumption.
idea. It also
We'll
could
go
be
with that.
It could be the consistent weather, but LA is the same way, so I don't know.
Yeah, true. It costs a
Yeah.
lot to bring a whole film crew there for consistent weather, though. Yeah, when you have California.
That's true.
Okay. Well, neither of us win.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I have that YouTube comment.
Oh yes. Perfect. Go for it.
Well, after an unexpected outcome, Jamie Kennedy finally explained everything in 2021. So he's been holding this in for 16 years. Keep that in mind. There's seemingly an unseen archived version that's ultimately superior and extended that was forcibly cut down before being overstuffed with special effects and ridiculous moments. It was actually a very cinematic comic book movie that, in Jamie's words, became an ADHD clusterfuck because so much was removed and changed. So beforehand, everything about it feeling like a Joel Schumacher movie was actually intentional and a slow burn with a better payoff. Wherever this version of the movie is, if it's still intact, should be acknowledged and seen so we could see why sometimes studio interferences are unacceptable.
Okay. Yeah, good point.
I call bullshit. I still call bullshit.
Yeah, fuck him in every way, in every orifice.
Yeah.
All right.
Clusterfuck.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have been if you had that extra half hour.
Yeah.
It definitely wouldn't have been. All right, the catch-all.
You got it. The catch-all.
If you've caught one, you've caught them all. Welcome to the catch-all.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, why couldn't Loki find the mask with his god powers?
Exactly.
Future.
Speaking of future, Edge City must be a place in the future. That's where the first was shot, or set. It was set in Edge City, the first. So they make Fringe City like a couple hundred miles away, I guess, to lazily tie it into the first movie, which they do a few times. I'll mention a couple more.
Yeah.
Nobody holds a Game Boy like that.
No.
You're playing it like this.
Yeah.
No one has ever done that.
No.
A well-trained dog also ties the movies together.
Yeah.
Is that something that the Loki mask looks for?
It's just annoying because in the first movie they just made it kind of a small comic piece, and this one they made him like a main star, and it was didn't work.
Yeah, which is very, very dumb. And it made more sense. Like Jim Carrey's character is a kind of a lonely guy who lives in an apartment building.
That made more sense. You're right.
And it makes more sense that he has enough time to devote to the dog to have a well-trained dog like that. Why did he animate a girl crying a lot? I wanted to know. Does she have depressive episodes or something? Plus, that's a lot of work.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, like, if you think about all the old Disney animators, like, you wanted to hire creeps that just wanted to sit in a dark room and draw Ariel over and over again.
Yeah. Ariel and her areolas.
Ooh.
Yeah. Jeez.
Sorry, it just came to me. You would never wear that mask to a party. Ever.
Yeah.
Plus, so he doesn't know that it's the mask. He just thinks it's a green mask, and he's got a fucking hatchet in his back, and he's going as a green face with an axe in his back.
Yeah.
But not just that. it doesn't have a string or anything. So he's just planning on holding it to his face the entire party.
Yeah. That's a very good point.
He doesn't expect this thing to stay on, does he? I mean, come on. Okay, so his work ID had a picture of him in the mask on his work ID, which is fine. We'll call that Loki magic.
Yeah.
But the bouncer lets him in.
That's the equivalent of going to get your license photo when you're shit-faced, so when you get pulled over for drunk driving, you look like your picture.
Which is not going to save you.
No.
Okay, so here we go, guys. The rap version of Too Good to Be True was horrifyingly dull and not funny at all. You want to talk about it a little bit, Rob?
And in that voice, it was in that stupid voice.
It was in that voice.
So at the end of the show, I'm gonna play out the musical number from the original Mask called "Hey Pachuco" from the Royal Crown
Which is
Review.
way cooler
Because he was wearing the zoot suit. He was, and there was mobsters involved, and he was just doing the crazy dancing, and he had like the cool old timey microphone, like doing all the leans and stuff. Like it was mostly to Jim Carrey's credit because he's a very animated guy without the mask. But
he is, obviously he is, which is why he's the right choice.
Yeah.
But that's the one that's like, hey, Pachuco.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's been that song gets stuck in my head like a couple times a year. It's a catchy song. Like
Same.
I
didn't realize that that's the one that he performed. I thought the one that he like really performs is the They call me Cuban Pete. I'm the king of the jungle beat.
With the fruit hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. But I think it's been so long since I'm kind of mixing them in my head. But he was dancing with Cameron Diaz during Hey Pachuco.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, they were both big numbers in the movie.
Yeah,
they were, and understandably so. And they went all out, and it works.
Yeah.
Okay. Crowds of unquestioning participants, unconsenting cooperation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is uncomfortable, right? Maybe that should have been most offensive.
Yeah.
This is like we were talking about this on Hocus Pocus 2, when they just get the entire crowd to like point in the direction of the mayor of the town or whatever.
Yeah.
And just everybody in the town is just going along with it because they're under a spell or whatever. I guess that's what they are here.
It doesn't work. It has to be established as a musical immediately for that to work. Because then the music's worked into the plot. But not one is just one number, one standalone number.
Well, my issue with this specifically is that Stephen Wright, his character, is not part of the party, and he doesn't find this strange.
He loves it.
Yeah, he's totally into it.
Do you have anything else about Stephen Wright and the Halloween party? Because there's one thing that really pisses me off.
No, shoot.
I'm assuming with the montage, it was a regular timeline with the pregnancy, like a full term 9 months, not like a weird like mask magic fuckery where like he blew up in like a week and then like had the baby.
No,
because he does the Halloween party and then the kid is born and he has his pitch. And like Stephen Wright then says, hey man, you got to bring the same energy you brought to the Halloween party.
Yeah, very good point.
Which was 9 months ago. Like
and
he's still thinking about it. Yeah.
That's confirmed because Jamie Kennedy said we've been waiting 9 months for you or something to that effect.
Yeah, he's like, bring the energy. That's like if you're telling a woman who was wearing something attractive at a party and she was finally like said yes to go on a date with you, and you're like, oh, can you wear that thing you wore like
9 months ago?
A passable amount, like a long enough passage of time ago where me remembering it's kind of creepy. Like, that's, that's kind
what's
of
going
like,
on here.
Timeline.
Well, that's why he's the CEO. He just has a block crap memory, I guess.
That's true.
Okay, here's one for you, Rob. Mucinex style booger sperm.
Mucinex style booger sperm. I'm gonna. What's that? Mucinex. I'm editing on the fly because I had squiggly, squishy mask spermies. I'm gonna replace that with yours.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Hey guys, really hot fertilization scene. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing gets me going like watching that egg that sperm go into that egg.
Yeah.
So who is the dad? I've been debating this the whole time because at the end they have the like, hey, I'm your dad. I'm your real dad. But Loki might really be the dad. Like if he infuses the mask with sperm that can like infiltrate your sack and get in there, it's tricky. But maybe he's the dad, really.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's got to be whoever penetrated.
Sperm infused mask.
Sperm infused sleep.
Look at what we're talking about here with some note of seriousness in our voices because this movie is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, and they were like Slimer. They're all like wiggling on me.
yeah, they do look like Slimer. That's true. They're competing. They're conscious. They're and they have like little motors on the back.
Yeah,
super weird. I didn't say that.
I did.
The baby balloon head thing, just yuck.
Yeah.
Yuck. And how do you not notice? Like, I feel like if I'm changing my baby's diaper and he sits up and then he blows his head to like 4 times the size of normal, it doesn't matter what I'm fiddling with.
I think this is me giving too much credit, which is a bingo card thing. I think they were trying to like make the joke like he's so delirious from being like a new parent, he's overwhelmed. Like you know.
Well, no, it was the mom. It was the mom.
That's right. Yeah.
So even more indefensible.
Yeah, that's true. Never mind. Scratch that. Yeah.
Sorry.
You're fine.
I have we have to keep a legitimacy for the audience.
Yeah,
I would not have called you out otherwise.
That's fine. I'm okay with it.
Okay, all right. I can tell you're very good. Hey, everyone, Rob's very good. He's a strong character.
Everything's
he's
fine.
A strong person.
Yeah.
This is why we've been friends forever. Loki as a green bee. He's talking, but his bee mouth isn't moving.
Yeah.
Did that bother you guys?
Yeah, it was annoying. Yeah, it did bother me.
Just why not animate it to move?
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be that accurate, you know? Like most animation, the mouth doesn't actually look like it's moving with the
like,
words.
In the old, like, during that fad of like, Babe, Pig in the City, and like Homeward Bound, they would like just put peanut butter on the roof of a dog's mouth and they go like that, and then they dub over the vocals.
And then the guy who was in charge of putting the peanut butter there was like, what else could I do with this?
Yeah, and then all the animals were replaced like 4 times because they ate so much fucking peanut butter. They all just got diabetes and died.
And he's like, it's ectoplasm. It's a spooky ghost.
South Park.
I had to. Mm-hmm. All right. Why would Fringe City Hospital have the registry of all babies born on July 27th? Or is it all babies born in Fringe City on July 27th? Also, if that is the case, if it's all the babies born in Fringe City, which is possible if it's a big enough city, there were 24 born that day, why is Loki in Fringe City to begin with? They don't explain that at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I wish the networking, like, for transferring paperwork in healthcare was that fucking simple. Like,
Yeah,
you just have like everything's in one central database and you can just look up.
Yeah.
You know how easy that would make things for everybody all the time?
It says, it's funny too, because I took a screenshot. I don't think I sent you guys, but it's like babies born in exactly July 27th or whatever. Yeah. On exactly was one of the like that's the wording that the Fringe City Hospital uses.
There's not a single data entry clerk that is that accurate or cares about their job that much.
There's just not that. Born July 27th is all you need, not an extra row that says is exactly or on exactly.
Yeah.
More crying baby in the movie, too much, just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a little bit is enough. When the baby says mother, they do the mother thing.
Madre,
Then Madre a couple scenes later. I, the father, am out at that point. I wouldn't leave the baby alone and go to sleep. I would leave the baby alone and go to a mental hospital.
Yeah.
Probably. Or the neighbors or the bar and leave the baby. I don't know. I don't care about the baby anymore because it's a demon and not my son.
Yeah.
So there's that. The dog mask scenes are absolutely pitiful. I think we kind of mentioned that already.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey guys, who is this movie for? It's not for kids. It's not for adults. Is it for like 19-year-old boys who haven't matured fully yet?
It's meant for like the real life version of the kids in American Pie, where they're just like, I gotta get laid, man, before I graduate high school.
Yeah, I guess.
Jacking off with crazy glue. Fucking idiots.
Part of me was hoping, you know what makes this movie worse is that part of me was hoping that Jamie Kennedy would have to do a lot of mask scenes, like Jim Carrey does.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I thought it'd be fun to compare the two, but they don't do that barely at all. And I ended up happy for it because his voice is so fucking annoying that I don't think I could have watched an entire movie with him doing that.
And the best part in the original one was like Jim Carrey would like he'd be in a predicament, like he'd like walk behind a bush and put the mask on. You see like a cyclone that like everybody should be noticing, but they're all oblivious to. And he just like steps out, like, hey.
Yeah.
It was just it was cool. It was like fun. It was
cool.
It was
like
fun to watch.
Superman in the phone booth.
Yeah. This probably goes into the era where there were a whole bunch of like cute baby movies. I think it was I think that was more early 90s, and this was I think like would have fit better with that set.
Yeah.
I think it was like my parents' generation when they were like parents of young kids. They loved that kind of shit. They ate it up.
Like Look Who's Talking.
Yeah, Look Who's
that
Talking.
Kind of stuff.
With Three Men and a Baby. Or
Baby's Day Out.
Yeah. Oh, Baby's Day Out, man. I forgot about that one. I definitely saw that one. Is that the one where he's walking, like the baby's crawling across like construction equipment as it's moving and stuff?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, I remember that one too. Yeah. Too much reliance on cartoons as movie extenders. In my opinion. Which is weird because apparently they had a half an hour extra.
Yeah.
It's just really weird. Like, Bob, I don't know. Maybe you're thinking the same thing.
I was thinking the exact same thing because I was like, this is a really long clip. This really has to pay off, and then they barely used it.
You're talking about the Michigan J Frog part?
Yeah.
They barely used when he's singing vaudeville and Jamie Kennedy's Tim character decides not to tell Betty, the bitchy next door neighbor, the fact that not just his voice but other instruments and shit are coming out of him.
Yeah.
The bouncing baby animation is an unhinged, drug-infused just moment of lunacy in my
Train spotting.
Yeah.
The baby on the ceiling.
I stopped watching Train Spotting about halfway through. I maybe it wasn't even half when he's digging through the toilet.
Oh,
yeah. I'm like, I just can't take any more of this. You know,
that's
I'm
early
not,
on.
This is not going to pay off enough to suffer this. So
yeah.
Plumber's ass trope. At this point, it's a little tired, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The dog is determined to murder the baby I mentioned. Why does Loki bother to dress up at all?
Yeah, I don't know.
He could just like mute them and like tie them to a chair with his mind. Why is he dressing up like a schoolgirl cookie salesperson? What do they call?
Girl Scout.
Yeah.
What did you say? Cookie girl?
Schoolgirl cookie salesperson. I think I said. Loki's test is to shake the baby.
Yeah,
that's the whole test.
Yeah.
Are you magic? Let me turn you upside down.
Yeah.
The alleyway steel doors graffiti says Loki is a god in the sack. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I didn't see that. Oh, that's so funny.
I saw that.
Okay, so Loki then makes like a big ball of fire in his hand, and all I saw was Dr. Octavius in Spider-Man 2 when he's like, the power of the sun in the palm of my hand.
Yep.
You know, like that's what was going through my head. And I think that's very memeable. That's like a Reddit thing. So he called her back after 2 days of not hearing from him. She calls so nervous, you know, because she hasn't heard from him. He calls back and he gets her voicemail, even though she's just like on a plane.
Yeah.
You know, with access to her phone. Just thought that was funny. All right, I got to speed this up. Hawaiian guy sings Wonderful World instead of Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and I thought that was weird. Isn't that one that he got really famous for?
It's the same song. He jumps from verse from each song.
Oh,
to the
he
other.
does? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So they probably just sampled one part of it.
Well, I guess that shows that I haven't looked that up on my own accord. I just broke my headphones. Cool. Okay, well, they're going to look funny. Look at that.
Cool.
No, I can't deal. Hold on.
Those snap back in.
Yeah.
You're good.
It should. Now watch me try to jigger this thing. Okay.
You look great.
Nope.
All right.
Fuck me. These are very cheap headphones. I just gotta go get new ones. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, you're fine.
Now we're
dude.
running long already, and look at me. I can't even hear you.
Fucking dickhead. Oh, hey, you're back.
Yeah, it's falling out again. Okay, why did we bother to strip Loki of his powers when we gave it back to him like 20 minutes later?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not even. Yeah, like 20 minutes in movie time, like not in real time. How does Tim sleep through the Thunder God screaming in his baby's room? And furthermore, how does Alvy sleep through that?
Yeah, that's very worth mentioning because I don't know the answer.
I would have, if it wouldn't have been the 11th clip, I would have clipped the nosy neighbor joke.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, and then it ends with the like Mucinex commercial at the end.
Yeah.
Just giving them another shout out. Those are our true sponsors. Right, Mucinex?
Yep.
They actually reached out because I've been sick every week. So they're like, hey, we'll give you free Mucinex.
For the last 5 years.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll work it into the show a couple times. Real subtle, like. When okay, this one's wordy. I apologize. When Tanya gets home, she calls the police and leaves the house immediately. She would have obviously falsely assumed that Tim lost his mind and did something to the baby. He nearly beats Tanya to death. The house is destroyed. The baby is missing, and he gives her a maniac's review of the week while she was away. There's no fucking chance that she just lets him explain himself in this situation, which is what she does. She doesn't call the police. He talks her out of calling the police, as if that isn't suspicious.
Right.
When the baby is missing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a fucking insane scenario. That never goes down like that.
Nope.
No way.
A little while later, Tanya says Tim looks hot in the mask. He does not.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, why does the mask have hair?
I don't know. That's right. Jim Carrey's did not. That's right.
No, it was
baldy.
He wore hats sometimes, but it was like a completely clean shaven mask, as it would be if it gripped your head.
Yeah.
Why it decided to like replicate Jamie Kennedy's hair and make it way more orange and more perfectly parted, I'm not sure. But it looked like a miniature golf prop, like it was made of the same plaster or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
They say hello, my little friend. They're speaking of tired jokes. Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Give me a break. How did he catch that giant hammer? That Loki was like it really took the chutzpah out of the hammer.
Yeah,
it did.
Yeah. And okay, a baby and a dog competing for dad's attention. Stephen Wright says.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come up with that? He said that.
I'm just so mad because I love Stephen Wright.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
He's proto Mitch Hedberg. He was like he created the whole non sequitur like genre of stand up.
Well, so
I know.
You guys know who Bill Simmons is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I essentially idolize him, and one of the things that it's not his creation, but that he popularized is market corrections for actors.
Yeah.
Mitch Hedberg as a comedian market corrected Stephen Wright.
Yes. That's
He came in and did it better, and then it took all of his fans.
Yep.
What does Double A mean? Because he calls him Alvy. Is Tim and Tanya's last name an A? Is that what it is?
It's Avery.
Alvin Avery.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay, because they keep calling him Double A, but they don't explain why.
No, they don't.
Probably because all the battery they were committing.
Speaking of which,
okay,
that's it. Odin doesn't at least like agree to fix their house after Loki, his sun god, like destroyed their lives. They just leave. Like normally there's like, redemption for the gods who are doing wrong as well here by like, fixing the issues that they caused.
Yeah.
And they just leave. It doesn't matter because as you saw in the foot fetish scene, they seem to have a living room again. They can afford that on his turtle salary.
Yep.
Okay. Well, anyway, that is what I have. You guys want to mention anything else before Rob's alternate ending?
No.
Okay, I know. I ran long. I apologize. It's very.
I just have no words left for this.
Honestly, that's it.
This is what happens when you give Chris a movie this bad. He just picks apart every single minute, and then swears up and down to Rob and Bob that he can cut it down. And they're like, "No, you cut it down." Well, here's the price you pay for not instructing me to cut out some of my bullshit. All right,
fine.
Rob, give me your alternate ending. Rob's alternate ending. Oh yeah.
Okay, I kind of rewrote this on the fly with some information that was revealed to me during Fact or No Fact, the whole Australia thing. Are you guys familiar with the Coriolis effect?
Yes.
No.
So for those who are not, it's when you flush a toilet in the States, it goes like clockwise, but in Australia it goes counterclockwise because the opposite side of the equator.
Yeah.
Dorian Tyrell in the original Mask was flushed down a fountain.
He was.
I'm saying he comes out in the fountain in the town square where Jamie Kennedy and Albie are running around. Coriolis comes out, just mows him down with a fucking Tommy gun in the end.
Sweet. Oh my god, I much prefer that ending.
Yeah, me too.
Oh man, that's great. So does the dog.
Yeah.
Okay, bad credit names.
Bad credit names, like...
I'm Harvey Manfred Johnson.
It's just such a good movie. I like that. Okay, so sorry. Okay, we're gonna talk about a couple of the actors. Trailer Howard was Tanya, not Taylor. Trailer.
Yikes.
You don't hear Trailer very much.
Yeah.
Taylor, you hear very common name. Nice name. Trailer, not so much. Loki was played by Alan Cumming, as I mentioned. I'm getting this out early, but there was also a Paul Cumming.
Okay. Somehow worse.
Somehow, I agree. Clear Menser.
Nice.
Clear is a strange first name. Toby Pease.
Okay.
Could you be more English?
Yeah.
Not to throw out my Chandler impression. Paul Salty Brincod to keep the food thing going.
Salty?
Yes, Salty is his nickname because it's in quotes. Paul Salty Brincod.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that Cod is in his last name and that it almost sounds like Brine Cod.
Yeah.
I'm sure that has nothing to do with it, but still, coincidence.
Yeah.
Marnie McQueen.
Ugh, that's unfortunate.
Okay.
Marnie. Yeah. Trilby Glover. That sounds fake.
Okay. It does.
Trilby. Sounds Australian.
And here are the two heavyweights, so to speak. Brian Smallwood.
Nice.
God, his life sucks.
Yeah.
And finally, the winner, and I debated the two, but Dick Waite.
Dick Waite. I like it. Because like double, it could be like a heavy dick or one you have to like be paid.
He could be Brian Smallwood. Yeah.
It could be Dick Cumming.
Yeah.
He could. All right, let's compare the movies.
Oh, this is okay. Let's do it.
Time to compare the movies. Time to compare the movies.
It's gonna be tough. Not really though. I think it's gonna be a clean sweep.
Well, I know that it won't be, but here's why: Tooth Fairy and Son of the Mask. I promised you tension. I promised you drama.
Yeah.
You might remember from the beginning what Son of the Mask got. Do you remember what Tooth Fairy got last week, guys? Do you know?
It was higher than 6, right?
Well, yeah. Tooth Fairy got a 17, I think. But I selectively went through the suggestions, and I crafted a 58% worst score.
Okay.
And they were both worst of their kind. Worst of the kind.
Okay.
Do you remember what Son of the Mask got from earlier?
58.8.
Yeah.
58.8, Bob. That's correct. It won by 0.8% over the Tooth Fairy's 58, which is insane because that's a huge score. And I didn't fiddle with this one.
And it wasn't rigged. It's
No.
that bad on its own.
It's that fucking bad. I couldn't rig Tooth Fairy against it. It's that bad.
And it's funny, you mentioned tension and drama, which neither of those films had whatsoever.
Right. That's totally fair. Well, here's how I know it's not a clean sweep, Rob. Your pitch last week got a 4.5. We had a team pitch at a 4, which used to win because it was worse, but now it's better, so it doesn't. It's a loser, which is good because it wins. Yeah. All right. We'll determine in a little while, I promise very shortly, who is more offensive in the offensive minigame.
Mhm.
But for now, dialogue is Son of the Mask. I'm sorry, it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. So I don't have to apologize. Production. No real redemption arc / Christmas Carol trope for Tooth Fairy, which is bad. But casting Jamie Kennedy, in my opinion, is even worse than casting
Way
him
worse. Yeah.
Way worse. Bad call.
I also, in my opinion, give Son of the Mask the acting award.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because Billy Crystal was in the other. So was Julie Andrews, who didn't do a great job. And Stephen Merchant did fine.
And even to The Rock's credit,
Ashley Judd.
The Rock is not a good actor, but I feel like he does what's expected of him, and you can't expect more than that.
He does better than Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's for sure. Not a single line, even though I have to take a dump behind your bushes outside instead of in the bathroom lines.
Yeah.
We're still delivered better than half of Jamie Kennedy. So
yeah.
Okay, demerits we haven't decided for Son of the Mask, but Dusty Rock Science is what we wrote down for Tooth Fairy, which we're referring to the sleep dust that he sprinkles people with abandon. Yeah, so that's that. Do you guys want to give this a demerit? I say worst movie ever.
I'm just gonna keep riding on the Jamie Kennedy train and just say Jamie Kennedy.
Okay, I agree. Bob, you cool with that?
Yeah, I was gonna add dog trying to kill baby as a.
Ooh, yeah, dog kill baby. That is bad.
Yeah,
very bad. Okay, and I'm going with that, so it doesn't matter. Tooth Fairy loses, but you guys want to do the offensive minigame anyway?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's throw it to that. Maybe we'll have a bumper for this next
yeah.
season. Okay, taking Tessa's Tooth Fairy tender.
Okay.
Or fully free range in your first year, meaning that Alvy gets to roam the house way before that's appropriate.
Yep.
Yeah, that's more offensive.
The house with stairs and cabinets that aren't child-proofed.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, for sure. Okay, so that is more offensive. I agree. Okay. Annihilating the adolescent Axeman's aspirations, or accidentally aiming an armament at Alvy.
The one that involves shooting a child, right?
But it was the lamp, the broken lamp, right?
Oh, the lamp. I was thinking gun. Yeah.
Yes, but we can't vote for that though.
Yeah.
Oh, because then we don't go to the bonus.
Okay. Yeah, let's whatever gets the bonus.
So annihilating the adolescent Axeman's aspirations.
Yes.
This is the Rock ruining the life of Randy in real time. He actually does. Tim does not actually kill the baby. So we got to go.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Okay. Bonus round. Dead serious domestic disturbance. Or pressuring a puberty powwow with the plank spanker.
I want to go with the spousal abuse. Whether or not it's inadvertent, it's not good.
It's more offensive than in bad taste, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
so we go with that?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, so we didn't need I guess we didn't need the bonus, but it's more offensive anyway. So a 5-1 near clean sweep for Son of the Mask.
Yep.
Holy shit. What number episode of this season are we on? I feel like we must be nearing the end.
6. I think we're on 6.
Okay.
This being the 6th, and then we have 7, 8, then Then
okay, well, this week we're lucky we can do a live look-in at what's... oh, no, we can't.
Nobody wanted to see Black Dog. That's all I know. And then like the other two were tied with the majority over Black Dog with Patrick Swayze.
Well,
last I saw at the beginning of the show, Army of One was ahead by like 10%.
Okay, we're doing Army of One.
That's the Dolph Lundgren one?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Excellent.
Sweet. Awesome.
All right, Army of One, Dolph Lundgren. We haven't laid into him enough yet. We've done a movie or two with him, but we need to see him in a starring action film.
Okay,
that's what I'm looking forward to. So awesome, Army of One. I'm sure you can find that free. If you can't, we hope you have seen it before. If you have, check out the episode. If you haven't, it'll be even funnier. It'll be even better. We promise.
Even better.
All right. Well, I spoke my piece. I love you, the listener. You, John, the listener. You, Susan, the listener. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Going, Susan.
Our entire listening base. Those two people.
and Cousin Todd.
And Cousin Todd, friend of the pod.
We do love friend of the pod, Cousin Todd.
You can check us out at theworstmovieevermade.com. This episode goes live shortly after recording it. Typically very late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, just in time for your Wednesday drive time. And then the YouTube version, which can also be found at theworstmovieevermade.com, goes live every Sunday, the following Sunday. So, all that being said, I'm going to play us out with Hey Pachuco by Royal Crown Review.
Bye, Bob.
Most of you know this one. Here's one.
Listen to the fucking bass line, dude.
Hey, watch you go. Hey, 743. Hey, the man's got it for me. Hey, blue and white me want tonight. Hey, sit down, pride and know the cops from down the east side. Tonight there's no place to hide. So I kick it.
I'm gonna stop there so we don't get a copyright takedown. But not as good as "Feel Like I Do" by Vin Diesel, the 2020 club banger. But I feel like it was worth listening.
Up
to.
there,
So
up there though.
We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.